What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Auto Auction Rebuilds. Today, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. I've decided it's time to let my Scat Pack go. And the reason why is because I've got an entire yard full of cars, guys. I've got a 2000-ish Corvette, 6-speed manual fixed roof coupe. We've got the 2016 Challenger Scat Pack. We've got the 2003 Dodge Neon SRT4. We've got a 92 GMC Metro LSi convertible. We've got a 2017 Ford Explorer police pursuit vehicle, and this is one that I haven't released to you guys yet. This is my 2000 and you know what? I don't even remember. It's another police pursuit vehicle, Crown Victoria Panther platform, of course. This one is a flood car, and it is a 2009 Crown Victoria. I don't know mileage or anything on it at all. Obviously, yeah, flooded police car, non-runner, engines locked up. That's not all, though. I have even more cars right around here. My 2022 or 2023, I don't even remember anymore, Harley-Davidson Sportster. It just sits out baking in the sun. I can't even tell you the last time I actually took this thing out for a ride. It's really kind of a shame. It's a brand new bike. It's only got 70 miles on it. I bought it thinking I was going to ride it, and I never rode it. Over here, my 2006 Ford E350, and yeah, it's got the Power Stroke that doesn't run. And one of these days, I'm going to try to get back to it, and just waiting for the weather to cool off a little more, because I have to fix it from inside. And as you can expect, sitting out here baking in the sun all day makes this thing a little toasty. Oh yeah, oh, it's very toasty on the interior. So we're gonna have to get in here and try to replace whatever that sensor is and hope that fixes our no start condition. Next to that, my 2021 Tesla Model S Plaid. That's right, I finally got the car I'd been wanting for so long. This is an amazing car, and this is one of the reasons I'm thinking about just getting rid of so many of my like sports cars, because this thing, it just outperforms all of them. I'm not getting rid of everything, but you know, that car makes the other ones pretty much obsolete. This one, I think I'm going to be getting rid of this one here really soon. I managed to bring the battery back to life. I got this for $200 from IAA, so it's not like I'm going to be looking to make a killing on this car. I need to probably clean up the wheels, give it a little bit of a wipe down, and reaffix this mirror. I mean, it'll look a lot better with the mirror on. Get the writing off of the windshield, wheels and tires clean up. I think the car actually looked pretty decent, guys. And I'll probably just let this go for whatever it goes for. But this isn't all, because I got even more cars sitting in the shop. And oh, it feels so good in here. Thank you. It's so hot out there. We've got my 2005 Dodge Viper that I keep saying over and over again. I keep telling you guys, we're going to get rid of this car. I just can't bring myself to do it. I can't explain. I don't have a good reason. Let's just leave it at that. I don't have a good reason for keeping it. I never drive it. Absolutely never. It's just, it's one of those cars that I've always wanted. And even though I don't drive it, I don't even start it anymore. I just, when I come into the shop and I see it sitting here, it makes me so happy. I'm so thrilled to walk in and see that I have a Viper, even if I don't drive it. Just knowing that I have it brings me great joy. Here's another one that I was driving on the daily, and it's just kind of been sitting by the wayside here, guys, unfortunately. I love this car. I will not be getting rid of this one. I'm determined that this is going to be my 2025 Hot Rod Power Tour car. Absolutely, this one is not going anywhere. I love this car. I need to get out here soon and adjust the idle mixture screws on this. Unfortunately, from the factory, the Edelbrock AVS2 is running really super crazy rich. I mean, it's bad. It's real rich. Now, once you step on the throttle and it gets out of the idle circuit, boom. I mean, this thing is, it's like a whole new car, guys. The engine that's in this is a 300 horsepower 327. All right, so I mean, it's got pretty good horsepower for this, you know, vintage of car. I'm very happy with it. I don't think there's anything I really want to do to it. Performance-wise, it's not a race car. You know what I mean? This is not a race car. This is a cruiser. But it's a cruiser. It's got pretty good pickup once those secondaries open. It's a fun car, and I love it. It's just got that classic, that iconic, old-school American car look, you know? Beautiful car. And we got a lot more to do to it. We've got air conditioning to install from Vintage Air. We've got the serpentine kit from CVF Racing. Needs to be installed as well. Maybe replace this battery with an Optima red top. Just, you know, red engine. I think that would look really good. I got a lot to do to this one, so don't worry. This one is not going anywhere. But even this isn't the end of my fleet of cars. Sitting under this tree is another GMC Metro LSi convertible, and when I was out here the other day, I heard a tree branch fall. It sounded like it fell from the tippity top of the tree. I can't even see where it came from, but it was up pretty high, guys. I heard a crash, and it hit the car. Now, I'm really surprised that there's not more damage. This scuffing right here, this is actually from that giant tree branch falling on the back of the car and then down onto the ground. Tough little car. Very, very tough little car. It took it in stride, man. I've got some new tires for this, so I need to get, I got so much I need to get a battery for this. I need to get these wheels and the new tires down to Walmart, pick up the battery at the same time. That way we can get the tires installed, get this thing pressure washed, cleaned up a little bit, and then we will figure out what to do with it. Probably take it on, or attempt, I should say, to take it on a 10-mile test drive, because we have never been able to drive this car other than from the front of the house back here under the tree. Yes, the windows are down because, well, the convertible top is destroyed. It's got spider webs all over it. There's no back window. Everything back there is rotted out. The interior is literally full of, well, you can see it. It's in pretty rough shape. What am I going to do with these? I have no idea. Am I going to try to bring these back to life? Yes. Get them running and driving? Absolutely. Fix them up? I don't know. Clean them up? Definitely. Hi, Roxy. Hi, sweetheart. What are you doing? Trying to get out of the heat? Don't blame me, girl. I'll take you inside in just a minute. I've had a lot of people saying I could use the white one to kind of fix up this one because the hood is damaged, the bumper is damaged, headlights are damaged. We could definitely use parts off the white one to try to fix this up. I just don't know if that's the direction I want to go. I do want to get tires on it. I do want to see if we can get it driving, but honestly, these cars are not really worth a whole lot of money. It's going to cost me so much. It needs a convertible top. It obviously needs paint. I already bought the tires for it. The interior dashboard's cracked and busted up. The switches are broken for the headlights and the windshield wipers. It's a hot mess, guys. This is just something fun to do in my spare time, so we'll get back to this. But even this is not the end of my fleet of cars. Don't forget, I have a 2013 Tesla Model S P85 back at my other house. You guys may not know this. I've hinted at it in a video, maybe 2 by now, but that one is actually broken. It's bricked. It doesn't drive, it doesn't start, it doesn't do anything at all. It turns on, and the gauges and everything come on, and that's it. It's got tons of error codes. I've got an appointment with Tesla, because even though I do work on my own Teslas, and I can fix them on my own, this particular issue is way more involved, and it requires equipment that I do not have. And to purchase said equipment is going to cost far more than it is just to take it down to Tesla and have it diagnosed. So I've got an appointment for that car, so stay tuned. I think that one is going to be a lot of fun. Now back to the Scat Pack. Great car, runs and drives exactly like it's supposed to. I'm going to sit you guys behind it. We're going to do a cold start. I have not started this car in quite a while. So you guys sit right there. Don't fall. And you know what? I ought to put the mic over here too, right? So you guys can actually hear this thing run. Let me tilt you up just a little bit. There we go. Definitely a little bit on the loud side, but I got some good news about this car. I actually talked to the previous owner who traded it into Mac Hike down in Houston, and he told me this car actually does have catalytic converters. I thought that it was long tube headers with no cats. He told me everything that he did to it, including the ATI damper. He was able to send me pictures of the car. This car was very well cared for. Recently, he had all the services done, including spark plugs. Those were done like 20,000 miles ago. He took really good care of the car. It's got like new tires, and it's got long tube headers with high flow catalytic converters, which means the car is legal. Aside from maybe the loud exhaust and the tinted windows, it's legal. So I don't know, maybe Mac Hike didn't realize that it had catalytic converters on it, but it does. It runs great, it drives great. This is my daily driver for quite a while. I've even got my car wash membership. I've got my own Pike Pass installed on it. Guys, I drove this car on the regular, and I absolutely love it. He ended up trading it in because he bought himself a brand new, he got another Scat Pack. It was called a 1320 edition. I've never heard of that, so I don't know. I know what 1320 is, right? I think that's like Cletus McFarland and a whole bunch of other people that they do some really amazing videos. I think that's what that is, a 1320 edition of the Scat Pack. I'm not for sure though, I could be totally wrong. This is a great car because it's around 485 horsepower stock, and it's getting 23.6 miles a gallon. It's got a full tank of gas. We're gonna take this thing out on a ride. Let me buckle up. We'll take her out on the road. I'm gonna take some pictures and get it listed at Copart for sale. Now, even with that super loud exhaust, you can clearly hear me talking in here. There's no crazy drone or anything. The exhaust sounds great on the outside. When you're cruising, it sounds great on the inside. But if you just give me a minute, we're gonna come up to the speed limit change here where it goes up to 65 miles an hour. I'm gonna hit it for you, and you can actually hear how good this car sounds when you get onto it. All right, here we go, 55, and then almost immediately it jumps up to 65. I don't want to speed. Look, guys, I'm actually going 47. I'm going under the speed limit. You ready? Let's straighten it out a little bit. And yeah. Obviously, I am not showing you my speedometer. We'll just leave it at I am going well under the posted speed limit. Yeah, see, there you go. I'm going well under the posted speed limit, just like I said. Another hot day. Another interesting thing about this car is it's got Sirius XM already included. I don't know if this is one of those cars that was sold with like a lifetime subscription to Sirius XM, but I have had working Sirius since the day I got this car, which is just another reason why I really enjoyed driving it. I got all my tunes. It's got ventilated seats, Alcantara. I mean, it is a really nice, solid car. Steers straight, drives like an absolute dream. No warning lights on the dash, no check engines, none of that stuff, and I'm even including a full tank of 93 octane gasoline, guys. That's right. Oh, and I didn't even have this in sport mode. This is like average driving mode. To put it in sport mode, it's got a little button right there that says sport on it. If you push that button, you'll see, you hear the exhaust. You get the little green icon of a checkered flag on the dash, and the traction control goes into like a limited traction control mode. I mean, it is a very, very fun car to drive. I don't want people thinking that because I bought a couple of EVs, I'm going to get rid of all my gas cars and I don't like gas anymore. That is not the case. I love ICE cars, guys. Always have, always will. I'm just enjoying playing with some electric cars while still enjoying my gas cars too. But the main reason for getting rid of this one is I just don't drive it. I'm trying to clear out some of the mess that I've got at the house. As you've seen, I've got a lot of cars up there, guys. And quite honestly, a lot of them, you know, they're great content cars, but in reality, as far as like cars that are going to sell for any decent money, I don't have a whole lot of those. This is one of those cars. The Viper is another one. And I promise you, the time is coming that I am going to be ready to get rid of that car. I just can't bring myself to do it. Every time I come down here to take pictures and get ready to sell it, I can't bring myself to do it. And I know why. I know why I'm not able to get rid of it. It's It's just got something to do with where I came from. You know, I came from a very poor background, guys, and having a Viper is something that I could have never, ever dreamt. In fact, having all the stuff that I currently have today, it's something that I could have never dreamed of. But the Viper was like the one car, well, there was a lot of them, but one of the cars, the iconic cars from back in my childhood, where it was like, I will never have that. You know, unobtainium for somebody like me. And having that car means something to me. It's not so much about the car, it's the acquisition of it. It's, for once, being able to afford to have something that I never thought in my wildest dreams I would have ever been able to have owned. It was unobtainable for me, and now I have it. And I feel like, even though the logic is wrong, I personally feel like if I get rid of it and I no longer have that car anymore, then I don't know. It makes me feel like somehow selling the car makes me a failure. I don't need to sell the car. I'm not hurting on money, so I could keep the car. But one of the biggest issues with having it is that I don't drive it, and it's taking up a lot of shop space. You guys may have noticed I don't have the biggest shop, and I don't really want to spend another $65,000 building another shop. So what do? I think I'm going to sell the Viper. I just haven't been able to bring myself to do it yet. So I just got it uploaded to Copart, took the pictures, did a walk around video, and I figure I'll do the same thing for you guys if you're watching this video. If you are interested in this car, listen to that thing purr. I will put a link directly below this video and in the comment section. You can just click on it. It'll take you straight to Copart, where this car is currently for sale. I've got the hood popped. I love the shaker hood on this thing. If I could remember how to open it. There we go. And all the stickers. I think it's tasteful. The factory shaker in the background there. And they call it a shaker because this air intake is actually attached to the engine. So when you close the hood, when you're getting on it, you'll see the torque of the engine as it's moving around on the mounts, and you can see it kind of like this from the hood, which is unusual. It's really cool when you're inside the car and you hit the gas and you see the engine kind of torque a little bit, you know, as it's moving the rear wheels. Pretty cool. No leaks, guys. No BS either. No leaks. It doesn't leak oil or antifreeze or anything else. It leaks nothing. It sounds good. It rides great. The suspension is in excellent condition, and that's because the gentleman that had this car before me put Moog components on the front end, including replacing the control arms as well. When I said he took good care of the car, I wasn't kidding, guys. He really took good care of this car. Sitting here idling while I do all these pictures and videos, it's still sitting at 23.1 miles a gallon. It gets incredible fuel economy, even if you decide to, you know, play with it a little bit. It still gets amazing fuel economy, and it's got a range currently of what, 369 miles? That's not bad at all, guys, especially for a high-performance sports car. All right, let's get to it. It's so easy to spin the tires on this. So that is probably my biggest complaint with this car is traction. And I feel like that probably has more to do with the tires than the car itself, because I had two Hellcat Challengers. One was a wide body red eye, and the other was just a regular Challenger Hellcat. Both of those had a pretty enormous amount of horsepower. I think the original Challenger Hellcat that I had was 707 horsepower, and then the red eye wide body was like 797. I mean, both cars had a considerable amount of power. And although, yes, if you really got into it, you could get the tires to spin, it wasn't like this. This one, I mean, if you're from a dig and you step on it, it's just going to start spinning, guys. You got to kind of ease into it. And I'm certain it's going to be the tires. You put some probably like Michelin Pilot Super Sports on this, I guarantee you with the proper tires, this thing would have way better traction, especially considering how hot it is out here and how hot these roads are. I'm going to give you an example here in just a second. I'm going to kind of get on the gas, even with the traction control on. Here we go. We'll do it right here because I don't see any cars coming behind me or in front of me. See, you'll see the traction light come on when I really get into it. Yeah. she just, she lights them up. And that was with traction control. Guys, I'm not in sport mode. I don't have traction control turned off. Even with traction, it spun the tires. Now, I'll be the first to admit that's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing that. This car is one hell of a burnout machine if that's what you want to do with it. But honestly, with the cost of tires, that's not really something I want to do very often. Otherwise, you're going to be replacing very expensive back tires pretty regularly. But look, aside from that, you put some good Michelin Pilot Super Sports on here, and I guarantee you the traction will increase exponentially. Your 0 to 60s will be quicker, quarter-mile times will be quicker, if that's what you're looking for. For me, though, I just drive the car as something to enjoy. It's not something that I'm out here trying to race, although the stigma attached to this car is real. Unfortunately, everybody thinks because you're driving a Mopar that you want to race. Everybody. And I mean everybody thinks you want to race them. And I don't do anything to make people think that. I like to just drive. I enjoy my car. I enjoy riding it around. And that's it. It's a fun car. I'm not out looking to race everybody. But everybody seems to be out to race me. It's like these cars intimidate people, and I don't really understand why. I see sports cars out on the road all the time, guys. Camaros and Mustangs, your average cars, Challengers RTs, Challenger Scat Packs, very few Hellcats, but mostly Scat Packs and RTs, Challengers, Chargers, Camaro SSs, even V6 and 4-banger Camaros, EcoBoost Mustangs. These cars, everybody's got something to prove. And I don't need to prove anything to strangers. I don't know you. I don't need to race you to prove that mine swings further than yours, if you know what I'm saying. It's not that important. I've also had the exact same problem riding around in my Teslas. Either Tesla, I get people wanting to race me all the time. And some of the cars want to race. This car, my Teslas, it's crazy. You get like these completely clapped out Honda Civics, and I mean, these are cars, these are not built cars, guys. I'm talking about literally clapped out, horrible cars. V6 Camaros and Mustangs, and just all these horrible riced out cars are out here, ring, 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 trying to race me, and it's like, why? Why would I even waste the gas or the time to race something that I already know I can beat? It doesn't make any sense to me, guys. Anyway, there is definitely a stigma attached to driving one of these cars, and it's a shame. It really is. And I think that comes from all the street takeovers and the street racing, you know, donuts in the middle of the highways and stuff. It's ludicrous is what it is. I'm not down with any of that. I don't agree with any. I think it's honest to God stupid and dangerous. But when you drive a car like this, unfortunately, that is a stigma that's going to be attached to you. Okay, we got her listed, guys. There she is. I don't know how well it comes out on camera, being that it's so bright out here. But there it is. She is, maybe it's easier this way. She is listed for sale. The stock number on this is 70702514. Like I said, I'm going to put this in a direct link below this video, so anybody that's interested can go bid on it. Check it out. This is a clean title car. This has never been salvaged. This is not rebuilt. Clean title. This one is definitely on the chopping block. This one probably next on the chopping block. The police cruiser, guys, I don't even park it by the road anymore. It just sits over here in this tall grass that's growing up. I think that's going to be one I need to get rid of soon as well. The Geos will figure it out, but it's time to clear some room out of this property. I told you the Cadillac is going to be coming up soon also. So I've got several cars that are going to be going out. I need to try to find some new stuff to bring in. Unfortunately, like the Neon, I actually drove this thing for about 3 or 4 days on the daily. I enjoyed the living hell out of this car. It's not fast by today's standards, really. Not by my standards, at least, but it's a fun car. It gets looks. It's quick enough. The turbo sounds amazing on this thing. The blow-off valve, the noises that it makes, it's a lot of fun cold air conditioning, and it runs and drives absolutely great. I got no complaints out of this car, no warning lights, it doesn't leak anything. I drove this home, put it in my driveway. It's a fun car. It's a car that I've always wanted, and now I've had it. I had my fun with it, and I think it's about time for that one to go down the road too. And that damn bus over there, man. We're gonna try to get this thing going. The weather's supposed to cool down soon, so hopefully that happens, and we'll try to get that part replaced on the bus, put a couple of brand new batteries in it, get it all buttoned back up. We're gonna cross our fingers and hope that we can get the bus running, because if we can, it's actually worth a little bit of money, guys. I've got this bus in my own personal name. This bus belongs to me, not to the dealership, belongs to me. So I want to try to get this thing running, and if we can, great. I'm going to sell it and see whatever we can get out of it is what we can get out of it. If I cannot get it running, I'm still going to sell it, and I don't know, somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500, and I'll just cut it loose as it sits. And I think that, guys, is going to be the end of the video. I'm sitting here with this car just idling, killing the fuel economy. Such a good car. I got to remember to get my plate. You know I'm serious about getting rid of it when I take my plates off of it. I got my screwdriver. Uh-oh. Well, there we go. Thought I lost the screws. I got my license plate out of it. The key to the wheels, in case one of you watching ends up with this car, they are all locked. Every one of the lug nuts is a lock. The key is in the center console. All right, so if you win this car, there it is. The brakes were recently done. He did a power stop, I think was the name of the brakes. He went with the drilled and slotted rotors on this. So you can see how clean those rotors are, guys. They don't even have a lip on them yet. Brembo brakes. I'm kidding. Brembo brakes. Ginormous suckers, right? Same thing on the front. You can see how beautiful those rotors are. I mean, the guy took excellent care of this car. I'm not just saying it. A lot of people think that, oh, he's a car dealer, he's going to say whatever to sell a car. Absolutely not true, guys. Not true. None of these cars have to be sold. You know what I mean? They're sitting here. They're not hurting anything. It's kind of a pain when I need to mow because I have to move every single car. But I mean, the money's not hurting me. The cars sitting here aren't hurting me. I just hate to see good cars sit around and not get used. They should be on the road. Somebody should be enjoying these things. And I enjoyed them while I had them. Now it's time to move them on to somebody else. I'd be willing to bet some of you are wondering what happened with Mako. I'm going to throw that little tidbit in here. I may do a dedicated video. I may not. So in case I decide not to, here's what happened with Mako. It's been almost 3 weeks now. Paul sent me an email and he called me one time. Now, Paul left me a voicemail. He said that he called me twice. No, I only got a phone call from him once. So maybe the call didn't go through on the second one, or maybe he thought he called and he didn't. I don't know, but I only got one phone call. He asked me to call him back. He sent me an email, said that he was sorry. Basically, he was busy. You know, the same story that I got before. And the best part is they have the part in stock now, except here's the thing. I sent him an email. I told him how disappointed I was in the oversight, the part that I was charged for that did not get installed. I was really upset about it. I was upset that I wasn't high enough on their priority list to even bother getting back to me. And after all these years and free advertising for them, I've said a million times, guys, they don't give me a discount for promoting them to you. I don't get anything for it. So this was all free because when I find somebody that does good work, I like to promote them. I like to share that information with other people. I told them I was overwhelmed and truly disappointed that they treated me this way and that I may not ever come back again. And right now, I'm still wondering if I ever will use them again. Well, he says they have the part in stock. The problem is, I don't want the part. And I told him that in the email. I said, I'm no longer interested in getting the front spoiler replaced. I just want a refund for the $504 for the part plus whatever the labor was going to be for installing the part. That's all I want. And the reason for that is because there's nothing really wrong with that front spoiler. In fact, I'll take you and I'll show it to you. It's got a couple scratches on it from the deer, but it's just like I said before, guys, it's a used car. It's really not that big of a deal. There's some bug guts down here, you know, that comes off. Obviously, I drive the thing and I live in the boondocks, but there are some scratches right here on the splitter, and that's it. It's not affecting the splitter, spoiler, whatever, in any way, shape, or form, especially considering it's an older, used car. So, I don't know. I told him I wanted a refund, and instead he says that I need to bring the car to him so they can install the part. Here's the problem with bringing the car to them. This car is an hour away from them. I live an hour away from here. So I would have to drive an hour down here to get the car, an hour to Mako, so there's 2 hours. Then, if it's something I can wait on, and I don't know that it is, I have to sit there and wait at least an hour while they put the part on, so there's 3 hours. Then I have to drive the car back here, which is 4 hours. Then I have to go back home, which is 5 hours. 5 hours of my day. That's almost an entire work day, guys. I could be getting a number of other things done. They forgot to put the part on. That's not my problem. I mean, it technically is my problem. I just want my money back. They messed up. Give me my money back. I'm not going to sweat it. Let's just move forward. But unfortunately, they want me to spend a minimum of 5 hours of my day. And here's the best part. If I have to leave the car with them, then I have to Uber home, okay? And then when the car's ready, I have to Uber back and then do the same thing all over again. What a pain in the backside for something that it's fine. Just leave it and give me my money back. So as far as the conclusion, I don't have it yet. I'm hoping that Paul's just going to give me a refund. Let's just move on and be done with this. But if he decides not to give me my money back, I don't know, guys. I may not ever use Mako again over this, because if they'll screw me out of $500, I can't imagine what they would screw anybody else out of. That's where I'm at. All right, with that, I'm going to get out of here. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button and let me know. Remember, the link to the car is below this video in the description box and in the comment section. And until next time, stay safe out there, everybody. I look forward to seeing you all again very soon in the next one.